Hi, Tim. Very good morning and good evening, all. So let's get started, guys. Okay, we completed our project, maybe almost 75%, I would say, right? Balance 25% of the analytical operations that we are supposed to do in the project. We can take it in the Monday, second part of our learning. Okay, I'll just dedicate some time in the Monday, coming Monday, we will have that particular discussion in the second part of our session, right? I'm going to, however, start the Python and other future learning, what we are going to do, the second part of our learning, what we are going to progress towards, and the roadmap I'm going to give you guys of what and all we are going to progress further. Okay, that is maybe like we are going to define it on Monday, and we will discuss more in detail about that. Today is going to be a maybe like in school and all, we'll have some happy days, right? Like we don't have a book days, right? It's a no book day, we used to call it as. We don't have to bring any books or notes, and we can just spend some time with our friends, and we can maybe like get to know about something else, whichever is not only need to just learn alone, right? In school, we'll have a lot of learnings, not only in terms of the education, we learn a lot of other things, right? So this is the first time I'm just trying with or just I'm engaging you guys in terms of spending our very much valuable time. I know the importance of our time that we are spending every day morning, 2 hours or 2 hours and 10 minutes or whatever the time. I know the very much importance of this, but I wanted to make it more important, right? Not only by spending time on just maybe like going through the technology or the strategies or the functionalities or whatnot, right? So the project and use cases and other things, right? Rather, let's have some chit chat. Like I wanted to be more interactive, right? I wanted to have this more interactive. Definitely, I wanted your all your response, right? I know definitely you will be in maybe like an interesting way of responding, right? What I'm going to engage with you guys in terms of. So let's make this day today, right? That is 31st of January, which is going to be a memorable day, and it is going to be a remarkable day. I wanted all of you guys to have this as a remarkable day in your life because uh, the discussion what you're going to do today may be a game changer. Maybe will bring you or may bring you lot of input related to whatever is needed for our life. I know like all this you know already, but I mean, at least with my experience and with the experience of our friends, right? Whoever are connected right now, with all our friends' experience and my experience and all your experience, we are going to collate here together, right? That opportunity we may not get so easily, right? We are going to spend our valuable 2 hours of time right now with all our 75, 80 people, right? Which is going to give us a very huge importance or huge learning or huge what is it like experienced learning, right, of our real life, right? So let's try to formulate them. Let's try to maybe like record them, document them, and we will see like whichever we can take for our implementation. Maybe couple of you guys, maybe freshers or some lower experienced people or even higher experienced people might have missed all these opportunities or chances, may take this as an opportunity or may consider this, right? Listen to this or consider this as the important factors, and whichever you wanted to take, you can take it out of it. I'm not asking you to forcefully take all this or some of this or whichever you feel it is applicable, right? You can just see if you can take this. That is what the aim of having this discussion that I'm going to have with you guys. So I divided our discussion right now into 4 quadrants. Already I told about these quadrants, like what and all we are going to discuss and what are all found to be more important in life, that defines our life, that makes our life in a north or in a south direction, right, or in a east or west direction. Whatever the direction we are going to get in our life will be determined based on these 4 factors. These 4 quadrants are 4 factors. Do you know like what are the 4 factors that defines our quadrants? Quadrants means what? Each and every of these boxes are a quadrant. But I have listed only 3 quadrants, not 4 quadrants. Fourth quadrant is going to define all the 3 quadrants. Let's go and discuss on that. But before that, the four maybe like quadrants or four maybe like factors right? That influence or that defines our life. What are all those guys? As we already discussed, right? Everything else will come under that only. For example, somebody is mentioning as family, friends. That definitely comes under these four factors. Okay. Okay. So, what are the factors that influence our life or defines our life? Is the first one in the order, I could say, in the order of maybe like sequence or importance, I would say, health is going to play a vital role. Agree? Health is the topmost in that. I would say like that. It's going to play a vital role in defining our first quadrant. So I'll put the health as a first quadrant. Okay. What is the next quadrant that we can say in our life that influence a lot, right? As some of you guys have mentioned, family, friends, right? The family and friends, peace, or what else? Yeah, all this what you guys have mentioned, right? Our confidence, everything we are going to get out of time. The second part is time, I would say, right? I'm giving the importance first for health, secondary for time. Time includes everything. Okay, it includes even our family time, or friends time, or our own time, our peaceful time, right? Everything, or if you want to be more confident on what you are going to do, the time decides that. How much you are going to grow, based on that, you will be more confident. That confidence you will get out of time. I would say like that, right? And even exposure and gathering of knowledge, time plays a vital role in it. Okay, great guys. What is the third important thing I can say in our life? Wealth, right? Wealth. Though we can say, hey, I'm not money minded. I'm not only living for gathering money, grabbing money, right? I need money for my well-being, not only for my well-being, for my family's well-being, for my society's well-being. For the growth of the country, even I need to gather the wealth. I should not be idle. I should gather the wealth, right? So everybody of us will tell that. So wealth plays a third role, I would say, in that. Okay. Then where is the fourth quadrant, guys? The fourth quadrant, as I told you, right? We have one more quadrant. I have to put one more quadrant here, which is nothing but what? The knowledge, what you guys were mentioning. But I'm not going to put the knowledge here as such, right? I'm going to grab the knowledge as one of the separate entity. Maybe I could put something like this. Knowledge. Let me put knowledge separately. Okay, so knowledge, I'm just keeping it aside, but it is one of the quadrant or the factor that influence or defines our life for sure. And knowledge is going to gather, or let me ask you one question. Can we say all this time, health, and wealth are going to be gathered together at any point of time? Something like this. Can we say all the three can able to be gathered together? Can we go and overlap the time, wealth, and health together at any point of time? Can these three meet at any point of time in our life or for anybody's life? Do you say it is easy to meet? Can we easily make the health, time, and wealth meet each other so easily? Okay. Let's take our real life example, right? I mean, like a couple of you guys know about this, whatever the psychology in our life, right? What is that psychology? We'll have health and maybe time, but no wealth at one point of time. In another point of time, we may have health and wealth, but no time. We are in that point currently. And in another point of time, we may have both time and maybe like not time, the wealth and health, or we may have time and health, or sorry, time and wealth, but health may not be there. So all the three could not able to meet with each other. Agree, right? So from our childhood days till our days of completing the colleges or until we get the job, we'll be having good health, right? Very good health, very good time. We have a lot of time, leaves and everything. We can just like that take without any reason. but the wealth we may not have, right? Our parents will not give enough money for us to live of our own. We have to depend on our parents, and they will not be giving us a huge wealth for consuming and all. We don't have lakhs of amount saved and all in our piggy bank. Agree, guys? But we may have a good health and good time, right? But wealth will not be there. So we will be starving with that. We will not be having that enough wealth to do whatever we want of our own that makes us feel happy. Okay. The second thing is when we grow further, right? When we get a job opportunity, we can start accumulate wealth. We can start gather the wealth. We'll be having the salary deposited, or we'll get some amount through the self-employment or whichever. We'll have good health and good wealth, but time we could not able to get so easily. Maybe in a year we may get 1 week of vacation or whatever. That is a kind of a formal vacation, not a casual vacation. We had to take some vacation, so we take. So time we could not able to define. The time will be catching up. The time will say like, hey, Irfan, you have to do something. You have to do achieve something. You have to maybe like get married. You have to take care of your family. You have to take care of your elderly parents. Everything will be the time will be influencing us. The time will not be given to us so easily to get, right? So until a year of maybe 50 years, we are going to run 50, 55 or 60 years until the retirement. We are going to run, right, to catch up the time. So we wanted to catch up the time with the health and the wealth. Slowly we gather and it will go down slowly, right? Further down to the 50th year or 40 plus years and all, the health will started slowly going down, and we'll be started getting the time. So in the last period of our life, we'll get the wealth and time, but not much health. No better health to play around, or no better health to go and do whatever we want, right? Agree, guys, what I'm speaking? But all these three can be met in our early days itself with the help of the knowledge brought in the middle. Agree, guys? Ultimately, I'm going to conclude that one only of our discussion. So the gathering of knowledge will help us meet all the three in a good proportion in a very short span of time. Knowledge means I'm not talking about the technical knowledge. I'm not talking about learning of Hive or learning of Spark or learning of cloud and all. I'm not talking about the technical knowledge, functional knowledge, business knowledge. I'm talking about a common knowledge, guys. Common knowledge in the sense, whatever we are discussing today is the knowledge gathering, right? We are gathering something as a knowledge, right? Today, definitely you are going to get a lot of knowledge in terms of all these four factors. We are going to learn about what is health, what is time, what is wealth, and what is knowledge. We are going to learn about knowledge, or we are going to gather knowledge about knowledge. Take it in that way. So these four factors, if we know how to amalgamate, how to merge, how to maybe like define it in a right proportion, right? Definitely what I'm feeling is like we can get our life more smooth, and we can make our life more defined, more valuable, or more meaningful. Agree, Tim, what I'm speaking? So in that aspect, right, I'm just entering into each and every of this topic to discuss with you guys, right? I wanted your input as well, and I wanted to give my input also, whatever I know, whatever I just gathered on these aspects, right? We'll go and discuss on all these items, right? So health as such, right? It's a primary pillar of our life, right? If we lose our health, we lost everything. Agree, guys? So health is the like a vital part of our life, right? And managing of the health plays a very important role, right? We have a lot of proverbs, lot of quotes, and the proverbs related to health, right? Health is wealth. The real wealth is the health only, right? That is the thing what people used to bring always. Say, without your health, you can't do anything. The health is the wall for drawing a picture. Agree, guys? So all these are the quotes what people used to bring usually. So health is wealth, or health is the real wealth. Real wealth, not gold and silver. Do you know who brought this proverb, guys? Who brought this quote? Do you know? Right? Health is irreversible. Health is the wall of any picture you want to draw. All these are written by a couple of legends. At least the first one was being defined by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi have defined this actually. health is the real wealth for all of us, not the gold and silver that we are going to accumulate. Okay, guys, this is defined by Mahatma Gandhi, and all the other quotes are also defined by the certain people, right? So whatever I can able to recall, I'm just writing it here. Okay, health influencing factors are what, guys? What are the factors that influence our health, right? So we could say the health is being influenced by a lot of things. One is the primary thing is what, guys? Obviously the surrounding, right? Right? Food is there, habits are there, sleep. So very importantly, the health is being affected by our lifestyle. And I'm just expecting one important term for affecting the mental well-being. This is what I was just expecting actually. The mental well-being, like, I'm just trying to bring some proverb in Tamil as well, right? Sorry for the people who don't understand that language. I don't usually bring the native language in the session, but I don't have an option. There is a proverb, Udambai valarthen, Uyirai valarthene, right? What is that, guys? We can be more health by having a proper mental well-being. If you know how to manage the stress, or if you know how to manage the mental well-being, right? Or if you know how to maintain the anxiety, right? That defines our health. If you know how to, the primary thing I would say, the mental well-being is very important than anything else. I definitely know doing exercises or diet, these are all the contributors for our proper health management. I definitely say that is true. But apart from that, the work-life balance will come more towards the time management, how we are going to manage the time, right? So that is a very important factor to consider. The mental well-being or our maintaining our body will be depending on the maintaining of how we are going to maintain our stress and anxiety, and the maybe like the mental well-being is being defined based on these two, right? I'm going to talk about in the next one, the time management. Our Steve Jobs, or not Steve Jobs, our Warren Buffett have given a very good statement. I always consider that. See, basically what we do, we always start compare with somebody, right? Our lifestyle, our life, we compare with somebody. What we'll say, hey, that guy was not in that so good position, but now he's in a very good position. Or we'll be always getting envy of somebody, right? That is a human nature, right? Always we'll get envy on somebody. Hey, how this guy have got this? Even he could be anybody. We'll be just envy on somebody. Like for example, Ambani have made a very good marriage function, right, for his son with the earning what he made. But we'll be having in one side of mind, right? Hey, why he's spending so much of amount of my money, whatever I have spent for the telecom or whatever the products that I have purchased and all. Somewhere, I mean, we were seeing a lot of social media kind of engagements and all in that way, right? That is nothing but going to bring the stress and anxiety for us. If you are going to think about somebody else, right? That is where in the time our, like Warren Buffett mentioned one quote, very good quote. What is that, Stay on your time because it is very less, right? You have very, very least time in your life. Don't stay on somebody else's time. Don't try to think about somebody else in your life, right? You just think about your life. Okay, guys. So exercises, diet, right? Whatever we are going to follow, right? And getting the enough sleep, as you guys are mentioning, right? And following a proper food habit, or that is the diet, whatever we have, right? And following the proper lifestyle modification, everything defines our health, guys. Everything will influence our health. They agree, right? Maybe like, am I missing anything else, guys? The lifestyle modification, including the habits, right? That includes the habits also, the habitual way of living our life. Okay. In all these aspects, right? Let us take each and every one of them and quickly discuss about it, right? So how do you manage the stress and anxiety, guys? All are interrelated. If you are being in a proper diet of having maybe a right diet in your, maybe like in your food, right? Or if you do a proper exercise, the hormonal changes that is going to happen in our body. I'm not going to use the term like dopamine or maybe like estrogen or testosterone or maybe like what to say, like a lot of hormones are there in our body that makes the changes, right? Those hormones I'm not talking about. I'm talking more about when we manage a proper exercises, right? The happy hormones will be segregated in our body, and that makes us feel comfortable, feels very much good in the mental health, right? For about 24 hours. Nearly that hormone stays in our body for nearly a day, actually. So for a given day, if you do an exercise and if you follow the proper food habits, if you have a proper diet habits, right? Always this will be told to just maintain our body health in terms of maintaining the weight alone. I'm not talking about the weight management here. I'm talking about doing the exercises and following the proper diet will make our mental well-being more better. So mental well-being in the sense like when we are going to get anxiety or stress or maybe like fear of failure or fear of missing out, right? Have you heard about these terms and all, guys? Fear of missing out. These are all new sort of like phobias that are all being generated in the current world, right? So you are able to see like the growth is happening in a very fast, and the downside of anything is happening even in a very speed way, right? You guys know about recently, I mean, in the Gen AI, there is a huge revolution happen in China, right? You guys are aware of that, right? DeepSeek. There is a new open source, the Gen AI platform has been introduced, right? Um, like there are some places like people were memeing about this, saying what, hey, people were afraid of thinking like the Gen AI is going to take the job of other people. But the Gen AI's job itself, the Chat GPT's job itself, has been taken out by this guy called, the DeepSeek, right? So now the agility, right, or the changes that is happening in the life is very fast, actually, right? Because of that, it is building stress, anxiety, or fear of failure, or fear of missing out, and everything that affects our well-being or the mental well-being a lot, actually. So how we can able to manage those and all, right? By having our proper habits or doing some lifestyle modification or proper sleep that we are going to get out of that, right? And doing the proper exercise and diet will contribute in terms of managing the mental well-being very heavily. If we have a proper mental well-being, right, we are not going to get so easily any of the diseases catched up, right, guys? That is the first part of anything else. So I mean, like I recently learned a couple of journals and other things and all in the health side. I at least maybe like concentrate on the health from our from my early childhood, even because it was being influenced primarily by my grandfather. My grandfather is one of the person who maybe like concentrate much on uh, practicing a proper health things and all, right? He used to complete his dinner by 7 p.m. before people knows about the different diet, like something called we have a lot of diets nowadays we have, right? I mean, like rather than having that fasting diet and all, he used to complete his dinner by 7 p.m. and morning around 7, 8 p.m. only, 8 a.m. only, he'll be started having breakfast and everything. The intermittent fasting, what we have, right? I mean, he used to follow that, and he's one of the, I mean, like a person who does yoga very well, actually. He's not a yoga master, but he teaches a lot of yoga and all to me, like how to just make our body more better. And he used to, I mean, like ask me to get trained on those things and all. So I at least had that chance to learn something from him originally, and he contribute in two part of my life as such, I would say. One is the health and the time, and in turn it affected my wealth as well. It helped me grow my wealth also. So this two factor, he not health and time, health and the knowledge. He was the person who influenced within me, actually, I would say, my grandfather. Okay, the thing is, I mean, he used to follow a lot of such a methodologies and all that influenced me originally to start learn about all these things and all. So basically, the stress is the factor that affects everything else. Do you agree, guys? That is what I learned, actually. If you have a proper food, proper exercising, proper sleep, proper lifestyle, even though you have, if you are a stressful person, if you go and don't get the sleep, if you go to the bed immediately, then you are in stress, right? Definitely, the stress will contribute in everything else. So basically, I would say like this, guys. Why the intermittent fasting, which is one of the diet methodology. So what are the diet methodologies we have, guys, overall? We have something like a balanced diet, intermittent fasting, the paleo diet or keto diet or whatever, right? Paleo or keto, GM. Recently, I had a GM diet. Okay, recently, 3 weeks before, I was in a GM diet for about nearly a week. When I was seeing my weight machine, right, I reached almost 107.5 kgs. Okay, so I started reducing that weight. In a week of time, I got into 103.5 kgs. Almost nearly 4 kgs I got reduced. But the thing is, I mean, like that weight reduction is not a good way of reducing the weight. But I wanted to just have some accelerated way of reducing the weight, right? Initially, then I wanted to follow the proper diet of balanced and intermittent fasting. Maybe whoever does not know about this two-way of dieting, it's not only for the people who are all having obesity or overweight, right, guys? I mean, like if you are in a normal weight level also, having the balanced and an intermittent fasting will help us maybe like improve our mental health as well our physical health very heavily. Agree, guys, what I'm speaking? But these diets may help you contribute this more better for the initial period of time. For the starting period, see, basically, people used to say, somebody who is overweight used to say, hey, I tried all the ways, but my weight was not able to be managed. I'm just looking for some surgeries or I'm looking for some other support, somebody else support for reducing my weight. So it's your body. You only know much better than anybody else about you. So just do some understanding, some knowledge gathering towards your weight management, right? So in that aspect, you can just go for some diets, a rapid diet or a kind of a short-term diet, right? That is going to contribute a lot in terms of the initial weight reduction. Then later you can follow the diet which can be followed by everybody, guys. So what is balanced diet, guys? Having almost all variety of foods in our plate is the balanced diet in a right proportion. Maybe the dairy foods or the vegetables, fruits or carbohydrates rich fruits or protein rich fruits, right? Okay. Very simply, the balanced diet represents what? You need to get all sort of food groups as Divya is mentioning, but that has to be in a right proportion. We should reduce the carbohydrate content, but we should have under sugar content, and we have to improve our other contents like the fiber content more or protein content more and all. That is the way like how the balanced diet is mentioning. So rather than having, I mean like the food with 50% full of rice, you have 50% with all these things, fruits, vegetables, maybe dairy products and protein-rich products like meat or whatever the vegetable-based meats or whatever, which is rich in protein, fiber content, and some carbohydrates also. So the half portion of our plate has to be with all this, the balanced diet portion. 25% has to be water, right? And the balanced 25%, we need to have our stomach empty, right? That is the way what the balanced diet says, right? So I am just trying to follow now the diet of balanced and intermittent fasting. Okay, both represent. So what is the intermittent fasting says? Basically, don't have the food after some period of time. Maybe until 7 p.m., 6:30 p.m., you have your any food that you want, maybe in a balanced fashion. Post that you don't have any food other than water. So identify what is the last food you are having in the evening. Till the next day morning, maybe give 12 hours to 16 hours. 16 hours is the long time. At least 12 hours or increase that to 14 hours to 16 hours. So night, 7 o'clock, I'm having my dinner. After that, I'm not going to have anything other than water. Any whatever the water content you want, you can have. But it should not affect your night sleep. But you have any water, but not anything other than water. And till the morning 9 o'clock, you don't have anything. Or till the morning 11 o'clock, you don't have anything. That is very hard to follow. 16 hours if you try to follow. At least follow 12 hours. Morning 7 o'clock, you can have something. So that gives the intermittent fasting. But what is the science behind the intermittent fasting, guys? Any idea? Balanced diet, at least everybody knows, like we are getting equal proportion or better proportion of everything that is needed for our health. Vitamins, minerals, protein, carbohydrates, fiber, everything is needed for our health, right? But the intermittent fasting is going to help us in what aspect, Basically, right, whatever you guys are telling is the ultimate result of getting it. But it's not only for fat burning, it is not only for reducing our body weight. Definitely, yes, it is going to take the fat in our body to convert that into an energy. But basically, in the morning time, we are giving food for our liver and everything to get energy and convert that into the insulin or whatever the energy part, and it is going to give it to our body to function. If you don't give, or in the night time, what happens, the things will be reversed. So basically, we watched the Robo movie, right? Rajini's movie, we have watched. What that robot will do, the robot will maybe will be very much active in the morning time. Every time it will be very much active, but in the evening time, the robot will be putting charge of his own, and he will say, what I am just debugging whatever the mistake I made in the life today, or whatever I was just performing today, I'm just trying to debug out of that learning. It is doing a self-learning and trying to debug. So the debugging mode our body will go into in the night time, right? All the resetting hormones, all the fixing hormones will work in the night only. At that time, we should not give energy. We have to suppress our energy. We have to do the repairing and cleaning activity in the night. So at that time, we should not disturb our body by giving food. That is the idea here with the intermittent fasting, guys. Maybe not all of us may be following that. Why I'm particularly talking about the health primarily. All of us are having a very wrong lifestyle management nowadays, right? We are not considering about the time. We are having mostly the food in the midnight only nowadays, right? Consider our prior generations and all, right? Having the good food itself is a challenge for them, but we are getting enough good foods. But we are only just, I'm just telling about have the good foods. Along with that, some better foods also you have. You have biryani, but parallelly you have some good food in that plate also. Maybe some fruits you consume after you have biryani. After while you have biryani, you have good onion, right? Or you have some fiber-rich content also. It's a balanced diet, right? So what I'm telling is do balanced diet, because we don't have an option other avoiding the fast foods or other foods and all nowadays. I'm not telling you just to avoid all those, but see if you can contribute the balanced diet, if you can apply the intermittent fasting, because we are more fully preferring, because we are all working in the late night, and we are more fully preferring to have some junk foods in the night, because our carving will be happening. The craving will be happening in the night only. It makes us feel more hungry. We order something in the Swiggy or Zomato or whichever. That makes our lifestyle miserable, guys, nowadays. And we are doing that is a different story. We are practicing our kids also to do that. That even I realized actually. I realized from my friends and everybody, they were also telling something like this. Yes, we used to do that. We used to take our car in the midnight and go for having something in the outside, some hotels which are all 24/7 operating. Agree, guys, what I'm speaking? So, see if you can follow, or you are not propagating this to our next generation. Okay. At least let's not propagate this to our next generation. Okay. Getting a proper sleep is depending on the mental well-being, guys. If you are in a fear of failure, if you are in a fear of missing out, if you are in a stress or anxiety, if you worry about the tomorrow, or if you worry about the prior thing that happened in our life, or that may be happening next tomorrow, right? If we have that fear, then we may not get a sleep so easily, right? So if you go to the bed, you are sleeping in 10 to 15 minutes or 5 minutes. I mean, at least what I will do, when I go to bed, next second I'll be sleeping. You don't believe me, guys. Next second I'll be sleeping. Some way, that's a God grace actually. See if you can improve that way of sleeping, rather than using the gadgets and everything. Even I too use gadgets after switching off the gadget. Maybe I'm not telling at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Even if I go to the bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll get the sleep immediately. Next second, I'll sleep. My kids and my family used to tell. My friends used to tell. Even when I go to tour and all, they used to tell. One of my friends used to tell, Irfan, Immediately you are sleeping, how that happens, right? So leave out everything from your mind. Just the sleep should not be affected for any reason. The very worst thing in our life is if we don't get sleep when we go to the bed. That is very hard to digest, we will not be doing anything in a right way, and we will not be in a position to even take the rest also. So it will be an intermediate state. So keep that or see how do you improve your sleepy night, guys, right? Do some exercises maybe that will help you make your body feel tired to sleep, or spend some time with your family and kids and your friends and other people, like who are maybe like having a good intent towards you, right? And go and go with that happiness to the sleep, right, guys? So the lifestyle modification plays a vital role in managing any of the diseases or non-well-being, guys. I just wanted to bring some experience to you guys on that aspect. At least in my life, right, I have seen almost all sort of, or I have undergone at least 4 surgeries in my life. Okay, in that 4 surgeries, I have undergone almost all sort of the anesthesias, the local anesthesia, or through the intravenous anesthesia, or through the maybe like they'll be punching in the backbone, right? That kind of anesthesia, or even the swallowing anesthesia, like all sort of anesthesia I have seen. I'm not bringing any of those kind of points to tell you guys, hey guys, I undergone these surgeries and all this and all. Not for that reason. Why I'm bringing this and all, right? This point why I'm particularly bringing out of my experiences. Out of those surgeries, 2 surgeries are because of negligence, because of not analyzing or not making the lifestyle modification properly. One surgery I have undergone because of I did not analyze it much. I was just going with the doctor's word. Yes, you have to undergo a surgery to get something removed. So you just get it removed. And another surgery is or might have been avoided, but I was just doing that. And even it was been suggested for going 2 more surgeries. Like one is the back related or whatever the bone related surgery. We have to take out that whatever a small portion of your like the disc and all, or you have to undergo some surgery in your nose for getting that whatever the like nasal deviation fixed. Like I heard about a lot of terminologies in the medical. If you ask me, I can tell you a lot of terminologies in medical side because I heard out of my experience all these terminologies. I learned about a lot in the medical side about all these terminologies and all because of I undergone personally with those kind of challenges. But what is the takeaway out of that, right? So always don't maybe like go with just one doctor's opinion, right? Have always maybe like the second or third reviews done. That is one thing I wanted to just bring to you. The second thing is you are the best doctor for yourself. Okay. That means what I'm telling, the lifestyle modification will help us achieve a lot in multiple things. With we can totally avoid the doctors. Always the doctor knows since they learned surgeries, since they learned how to do surgery, they will be always suggesting you to go with that medication. If you go to a maybe like a physician, they'll always suggest some medicine. If you go to a surgeon, they will always suggest some surgery for any complaint that you go. Mostly they'll be suggesting. So you are the best doctor, right? You know much about yourself because none of the doctors are ready to hear what is the problem we really have. They don't want to diagnose our problem. They want to give us a quick solution so they can also capitalize. The hospital also can capitalize. The doctor also can capitalize. So just try to get the like our try to be a best doctor of you. You only knows like what is happening within you. Maybe like I would suggest take some regular health checkups. That is going to help us to create one more proverb. What is that, case? Very important proverb I missed in the health. What is that, case? We can conclude with this, right? So being a self-doctor, being a person who follows these things and all the proper mental well-being, our mental well-being, and proper exercises. So at least I do half an hour of exercise without any doubt on a daily basis, because I feel like I did not brush my teeth if I don't do exercise. Think like doing some exercise, because we know, or do you guys know, there are new, not proverbs, I would say, not quotes, but this is the truth, right? Sitting is a new habit of smoking. Have you heard about this, guys? Idle body is a devil's workshop. If you have an idle body, if you are not engaging your body for some reason, for doing some activities, some exercises, or some physical activities, if you are not doing, right, our mind will become the workshop for devils. Will not have some positive thinkings. So the exercises plays a vital role in our body management. These are all some of the learnings I made. Like I mean, all of a sudden it is coming to my mind is because of I concentrate on these items, right? Because I experienced at least a lot of things in my life I experienced in terms of this medical side. But I'm not thinking about all those, and I'm making my night sleepless and all. Okay. So what I'm telling is prevention is much better than cure, guys. So I mean, like all of us may have some way impacted with something, right? So I mean, like handle it cautiously, handle it before we enter into any of those kind of challenges, right? So do exercises, do diet. I would say like balanced diet and intermittent fasting is the best diet, what I realized. Maybe you guys have any opinion on this, any other diets that you guys suggest to our friends, guys? Anybody else suggest any other diets in addition to this? Did I miss anything, or did I miss anything related to all this, guys? Okay, do a regular health checkups, that help us a lot, right? That will help us manage the things more efficiently. Okay, so if your cholesterol level is growing up, means just do some health checkups for avoiding the cholesterol rich foods or reducing the cholesterol. Like you can take some sort of like better foods and all, right? So definitely, I would say very simply, as Lavanya is mentioning, avoid or reduce the whites. All form of whites seems to be not so good, like sugar, rice, especially, even the milk products, right? Avoid or reduce accordingly, right? Those kind of, including the tablets which is in whites, right? Rice or sugar, right? And maybe like medicines or milk kind of products, direct or consumption of huge milk. And then maida, right? Correct. Maida, salt. Great, guys. What else we have? The tablets, all are in white color, right? So try to reduce or avoid. I mean, we can't avoid everything, but we can reduce it, right? So these are some points I want to bring to you. If you feel like this is going to help you, maybe like make use of this, guys. Okay. So with this, I'll go to the next topic. Anything we missed here? Do you want to add anything, guys? Anybody wanted to speak out? Add anything? Yes. Following the proper timing is very important. So the timing you will get much better in the intermittent fasting. Agree, Vandana? If you are going to be in fasting for 12 hours to 16 hours, balance you have only 8 hours to 12 hours for having food. And the proper timing we have to follow, in the sense, what you know, there are multiple opinions over there. People has different opinions. What are all those, have only the food when you feel hungry. This is one set of people opinion. Other set of people opinion is make your body trained in a right time. So your body will expect some food at morning 10 a.m. means give the food at that time. Don't change your timing. Right? So definitely, yes, the stress management, anxiety management, everything will come, I would say, primarily by spending quality timing. Quality timing for your own, for your family, for your friends, for your career, for your knowledge growth, for your wealth growth, for your health growth, for your maybe like everything. If you spend your time that you feel more happy, right? Somebody will feel more happy doing some activity, some meeting of some hobbies by spending some time for their own, or somebody will feel happy spending the time with their kids and family, right? Or everybody of us will feel happy on certain things like watching movies or whichever. Do whatever you want, but follow some good practices on it. That's what I'm telling with respect to this health factors, guys, right? um, See if you guys can take anything out of this, any one or two out of this. That is the reason I'm documenting it, guys. Okay. So yes, yeah, there are the proverbs are there related to maybe like be a king in breakfast, maybe like yeah, queen in lunch, and a beggar in dinner, right? This is obviously even a proverb. Following, if 3 months, if we have reduced 12 kgs as of now, a great Vandana. With mild cheat diets, that is great. That's a great achievement, Vandana. But reducing 12 kgs in 3 months is not a simple thing. It requires a lot of dedication, right? I'm at least trying to, in the first 6 months of this year, I'm just planning to reduce my weight to 95 kgs like that. 10 kgs I'm planning to reduce in 6 months by now, right? So definitely, it's not about only the weight management, guys. I'm not talking only about the weight management, but if a person can reduce the weight so easily by, or not so easily, by putting a hard effort, by putting a huge dedication, that is a best salutable thing, right? Yeah, hats off thing for those people, including Mantana, right? So anyway, you feel like you are going to reduce your weights, right? 8,000 steps is reducing your weight means that is a great thing. Okay. So some people it may work, some people it may not work so easily. It may require more efforts to put forth, but however, that's a great thing, guys. Um, Great, great. So that weight reduction or managing the weight is much needed, guys. Even the people not having a overweight, see if you guys can follow this, right? Take some of this if possible, guys. Okay. Great, guys. Great for thanks for sharing, Lavanya, Vandana, and all about your experiences on managing the weight. Um, Great, guys. So let me go to the next topic, that is time management, right? Time management. Uh, Maybe I would define the time management in certain things. There is a formula called SMART formula we have. SMART formula. Okay. I'll just talk about it. SMART formula represents what? Specific, right? Measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bounded. I mean, to manage our time smartly, we can follow this formula, guys. Time management is very important in life. Time management means you can say lot of proverbs are there in time management, right? What is the first proverb you remember, guys, when I talk about time? Time is precious. You remember? Time is precious. That everybody of us know, right? Time and tide wait for none. Great, great Chandrakala. Time and tide does not wait for anybody. Wait for none. We can't reverse the time. As I was telling one of the proverb from Warren Buffett, right? Live with your short time given rather than living in others' time. This is a proverb brought by Warren Buffett, right? Utilize the time or utilization of time in the right way defines your life, guys. Agree with this statement? Agree with this statement. If you use our time in a right way. I'm not telling you learn the technology and apply the technology and grow by using the current time. I'm not telling only that. Don't always think like I'm going to impose you guys telling something to learn. No, that you are going to however do. We are all aware of that. But I'm telling about how do you utilize the time for everything. Maybe like our team members were telling, have a proper lifestyle modification, have a proper engagement of in your life, enjoy your life, right? Very importantly, uh, answer me this question, right? In the time, if you spend a day or an hour, a day or an hour of time with maybe like sadness, we can't able to, or we are losing the day or the hour in our life. Agree or not, guys? It's one of the very interesting quote or a proverb I liked a lot actually. If we spend some time for some reason today I'm not feeling better because of my spouse scolded me, my parents have scolded me, or in my company I got some issues of doing something wrong. Think about that 1 year later. Think about that 1 month later. See, this is going to affect you even after 1 month or 1 year. Then you can feel about it. You can see some corrective measure towards that. But this is going to affect you only for today. Try to come out of that as early as possible. Don't sit on top of that. Don't spend more time on top of that with sadness or with maybe like a bad mood. We always say this, right? Hey, today I'm not in a good mood. Leave me. I'm not interested in doing anything. You only wasting your day, that given day. Agree, guys, what I'm speaking? So this I likes a lot in terms of spending the time. Whatever, see, always, I mean, like this is even a suggestion I used to give to the students, right? I used to give. Um, what is it, I mean, like, okay, Karthik, you are not able to agree this. That's what you're telling. I'm not getting you.
Oh, no. I said I'm agreeing more. That's the phrase. I said I can't agree more on this.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
That is okay. So what I would suggest, like right, guys, out of my experience, I'm telling, right, whenever I get some hard time, right, always, this proverb in your life, right, that plays a vital role. What is that, guys? In Tamil, it is a very good proverb. What is that? Whatever happens or idum karandu pogum, right? That is in the English side, they used to mention as whatever happens, life has to go on, right? Has to go on. And time is the healing factor. Agree, guys? Time is a healing factor, right? Whatever happens, life has to go on. I mean, like, ellame nanmaike, as you are mentioning, correct? Everything is for goodness. There is no right time to, or a wrong time to, right or wrong time to, or a wrong time to start a right thing. Tomorrow never happens or never comes. Agree, guys, for doing something good. If you feel you want to go do something good, do it right now, today itself, right? Always do goodness, right? Do it right away, right? This is even a Tamil proverb is there, right? Endendrum nandre sei, annendrum indre sei, right? So, lot of these kind of proverbs I always rotate in my mind, guys, in my native language at least, right? Not in the English language, at least wherever these kinds of things are influencing me, I always maybe like spell out this. Okay, this is also going to happen. This is also going to cross over our life, right? This is not going to stay forever. I'll just proportionate for next few months. For example, one example I would say to the people or students who are going for exams. At least I realize this. I always think this in my life. When I was studying 10th standard or +1, +2 and all, I always think about, hey, I'm going to get the annual exam leave. I'm going to get 2 months leave. So this 1 week or 10 days or 15 days of time I'm going to spend on learning, I'm going to get, however, the another 2 months of time for enjoyment. So let's spend our full time on learning right now, right? So if you have that enjoyment that you can foresee soon, the current efforts, whatever you are putting, the time that you are considering we are wasting, like wasting in the sense, no one likes to spend our time with hardness. Everybody wanted to enjoy our time every time, but that will be happening for sure. We can get more time enjoyment, more enjoying time, if we leverage our current time more properly. Not always, I'm telling. I'm telling you guys, I'm suggesting you guys to have an early retirement. Plan for a early retirement. Plan for a financial independence or freedom, right? So that part I'm going to talk with you guys in the health, in the wealth side, basically. But plan for all this and then leverage all this time accordingly and then plan for it. I would suggest in that way, guys. Right? Somebody has scribbled my screen. Let it be. Okay. So some points related to time I wanted to bring. Okay. Very importantly, there are two factors that we can manage the time more efficiently, guys. Time management. Okay. I'll tell one real life example. Even I applied this to one of our friend, one of our student. Or I would say like what formula I helped him apply. Maybe I don't remember the particular person name who defined this formula for time management. One of the very good formula. See, we know about the time has two things, right? Two influencing factors. What are the two influencing factors of time, guys? One is something important. We have two things in front of us always, right? Something is important and something is urgent. Do you know about the rationality or the trade-off between these two, guys? Always we have a trade-off between this importance and the urgency. Do you know what is the difference between these two? Do you know, guys? The difference between the importance and urgency. What's the difference between these two, guys? No idea? Right? Not important, but urgent. Right? Important, but not urgent. Important and urgent. Not important and not urgent. How do we manage all these situations in our life? Tell me, guys. So I have something not important, or let's take from important and urgent. What is important? What is urgent? For example, let's take this as a real example. Really, this example have been applied by one of our student actually. One of our student called me. One of our aspirant called me and told Irfan, I need some suggestion from you. Help me on this. What is that? One is I got a transfer of my job from here to Chennai to Bangalore, literally. I got a transfer from here to Bangalore. This is supposed to be urgently implemented. I have to make it urgent. I have to make it happen immediately. But I have some important work is going on here. For example, I'm having one house constructed. He was telling certain other things. I can't bring everything, but I'm having a house constructed here. My spouse is pregnant now. My spouse is carrying now. I have my old age parents here in my own place, actually. They are with me. So how can I manage this situation? Can I put the paper and try some other company here itself? Or do you want me to go to Bangalore? Right? Suggest me. I'm just going, my team wanted to be shifted to Bangalore altogether. So how can I manage this? So you have both importance and urgency. What is the importance here? What is the urgency here, guys? What is the importance here and urgency here? Do you think? The importance is all the thing, whatever he has his wife carrying, he has a house is constructed, and the parents taking care of the older parents, right? That is important for him. But what is urgent for him? Transferring his job. He don't have much time. Within few weeks of time, he had to travel to Bangalore and he had to stay there. He had to settle there. Job relocation. So you are finding the difference between urgency and importance, guys. Importance will always exist in our life, but urgency may happen or may not happen. At times, the urgency may happen. So here, what we have to give the priority is, we don't have an option. We have to address both. No other chance. We have to address both of them of our own. No other chance. But how do we address both is a question. How do we address both? Tell me, guys, any idea? How do we address both? There is no other option. We have to address both. But how do we address both? By prioritizing. Agree? We have to prioritize. Which one has to be executed first, second, third? By delegating, by prioritizing, by delegating, by seeing some alternates, some alternate arrangements, right? So all this will make us manage this situation, the situation in time. The time always we may have or bring some situation to us to act. So how do we act? If we plot that whatever is important for us, whatever is urgent for us, whatever is not urgent but important, whatever is urgent but important but not important, like if we know how to categorize this, we can manage our time very, very efficiently, guys. Okay, so not important. So okay, let me come to that point, right? So prioritizing. How do we prioritize? Address it immediately. Both of them address immediately. Importance is also having a vitals. Urgency also having the vitals. Both will affect our real life, right? Both will affect our time and the life. So we have to be very much cautious to address this. How? Address both immediately. Address both right now. How to address? By prioritizing. Maybe first of all, meet your urgency. First meet your urgency. Urgency is the first thing to meet. Go and join or give the approval or agreement for shifting. No other chance means try your level best, but you could not able to avoid that means go and give the maybe like urgency. And importance what you have. As Divya is mentioning, yes, you can give the weightage or you can give the priorities. You can set the priorities for the importance. And seek some support. See if you can do some alternates. See if you can do some delegation. These are all affects the factor. So if the important things and all what you can do, you can delegate. For example, you can ask your spouses or your siblings or anybody is there means you can ask them to take care of them. Or you can ask your wife to be taken care by their parents. Or you can ask the engineer to maybe like provide you an opportunity to have some camera or whatever is setting for building your house, right? For growing your wealth or whatever you are doing parallelly, you have something to be monitored, you can do that. So you can have some alternative arrangements or do some delegation, right? Based on the priority, which one has to be delegated, which one has to be alternated, which one has to be given with a higher priority, lower priority. In the importance itself is very important, right? So your parents, you are going to manage with somebody for a time being. I'm not telling these are all going to be for a long time. And in the other side, not important but urgent. So address it immediately. Address urgency immediately. And importance, you plan. The importance what you have, right? Or important things, whatever you are supposed to address, right? You plan it efficiently. Because it is going to come soon to you. But first meet the urgency. Urgency is very important to meet. Not important, but not urgent. Right? So maybe like plan efficiently or implement the importance efficiently. That should not interfere with urgency. How you can avoid or in terms of some urgency I have, the importance, whatever I have, should not be affecting. For example, I got some urgency to maybe like pay some money for my kids in the college. I'm going to put my kid in the college, medical college. I need to pay 50 lakhs rupees. For example, I'm telling. I need to have my importance defined. My importance should be managed by that time. I should not be saying, no, this 50 lakhs I'm allocating for my health, for my parents' health, for my spouse health, or for my property building or anything. Property is very important for us to make our family feel more convenient to stay in their own home. But for the urgency, when it is going to come subsequently, if you anticipate that, right? So the anticipated urgency can be addressed later by meeting the importance currently. Implement the importance efficiently, currently, right? That should not interfere with the urgency in a later point of time. Following me, guys, what I'm speaking, you are able to get what I'm speaking in this language or whatever I'm speaking, guys. Right? I'm just giving it some examples, but this is the real factor. How do you address the both situation? Always we may get a chance to get this kind of maybe like urgency come importance in our life. Always we say, hey, Irfan, I got something urgent to meet, so I could not able to do this. If it is important means, yes, definitely urgency. You guys will be telling Irfan, I had to travel today for something to meet for sure. I have a doctor appointment. I could not able to attend the session. Great. Attending the session is important, but the urgency you have to first meet. But what you are going to do to manage this importance? Prioritize whether this importance is really important for you. Have an alternative plan. Maybe get some recording and go through, right? Or delegate. You go and have some friends in the team. Ask them what happened today. Maybe I'll just try to recap that. Some way you just try to get this achieved, right, guys? The last part is not important and not urgent. What you have to do, guys? Can you give me the answer for this? Something I'm finding it's not so urgent and not important. I'm finding. Tell me, guys. Okay. Ignore. Avoid. Right? Avoid. Maybe I'm not telling watching a movie is not important. Maybe may not urgent, right? Watching a movie on the first show itself is not urgent, right? But it may be important. Like Bahubali kind of movie, you can definitely watch. But ignore, or yes, as you mentioned, Lavanya has mentioned, least prioritize. Don't bring into priority even. Don't get stressed of thinking like, okay, I got to watch this movie by today. Oh, everybody have watched that movie. I also have to watch by tomorrow or by day after tomorrow itself after the release. No. You can watch it slowly. You can definitely go and watch the movie. Like, I'm not telling you to avoid doing that. But you can just see what other things you have to meet. So order the things accordingly and play, guys. So I found, I'm not telling you to put a rule and live your life, guys. I'm not telling you follow this quadrants, follow this pie chart and lead your life. But in certain situation, how do we lead? Maybe at the time you can open and see this document. I'm going to put this document in our drive. Okay. At the time, if something helps you, like that friend whoever was calling me, right? I still remember. I was walking in my upstairs and I was in my roof stair. I was just walking and I was telling him some of these things. Hey, okay, you can just do something like this, right? See if you have some opportunity to do that. Worst case scenario, if you could not able to meet that urgency, then you see for alternatives. Then you see for total alternatives in the urgency even. But that is going to affect you, definitely. If you could not able to meet something urgently, if that is going to affect means you have to be ready to take that effect, but the time will heal that. Don't think like it is going to stay with you affected forever. Right, guys? Okay. I'll tell some funny or not a funny fact. Like I'll tell you something what I can able to recall after 20 years. Almost after 20 years of my college days, right? I'm just bringing two of my friends, maybe like input towards time. I still remember that. Always I remember that. And one of my friends' spouse is attending this session. Okay. She may be telling to him, actually. He used to accept that, yes, I used to tell this 20 years to before him. Okay. What is that, one of my friend used to tell, right? He's one of my friend. He's now settled in Singapore. He used to tell, I mean, he's maybe kind of a funny person. Okay, he's a kind of a jovial or a casual person who don't much bother about everything. Actually, he'll just lead very casually. What he say, when I say, friend, you have to maybe like do some learning. You should not keep arrears and all. He don't bother about keeping arrears and all. I used to tell, hey, spend some time, do the learning, at least get first class in the engineering. Otherwise, companies will not offer us, right? Like this and all. I used to tell. I used to tell, hey, this technology is more better. Why not we can learn this? I used to tell, no, Irfan, let me be free. I want to live my life very happily. I don't want to put all these efforts and all, right? Like this, he used to always tell. And I mean, like when he was telling, he used to justify by saying what, I used to tell, hey, see, if you don't put effort in the current period of time, this is our time for putting the effort. If you don't put that, then later you'll be struggling. In the later part of our life, we used to struggle. Like this, I used to tell. What he convey for that, let me enjoy the first part of my life. My first part. Because second part is not assured one, right? And the second part is not assured one of even living or even not going up. I mean, I can be happy by now, and even I can enjoy my second part also, right? Second part is not predictable. He used to tell this in a simple Tamil language. Hey, I'll take care of that in a later point of time. Let me enjoy now. Later, I'll take care. So, does it seems to be appealing, guys? Does it seems to be meaningful? Yes, yes. It makes sense actually, right? But at the time, I was not in a position to answer him, saying like, "Hey, Sheikh, this is not maybe like a right way. This is not the right answer. So definitely, we have to ensure. Maybe luckily, we may get the second part also very much happy as like the first part. I'm just not telling you to leave your first part enjoyment, but while you enjoy, parallelly do something whatever you are supposed to do. Right. Ultimately, I want to end with one more point, guys. Like all you guys know about the movie Badsha, right? I want to bring the one song from Basha, and I wanted to conclude with that the timing, right? But I realized in my real life, right? I realized in my real life, my relatives and all are business runners, basically. In my family, like at least my father is a government employee, and he got into a very good position in the government side, and he got retired. Okay, my grandfather is also was also a government employee, and he got into a very good position, and he got retired. Because of the influence of my father and the grandfather, I also have been influenced, or I found them as my role model, and I was started learning and entering into this learning part and all, because my whole family is only doing business actually. My great grandfather and all used to tell, hey, we are giving salary to a lot of the people, right? Even I'm telling in the year of 1995, 97 and all, by end of the day, from different shops which we were running in Madurai, Coimbatore, or Palakkad, or Trichy, or other part of Tamil Nadu, right? At least in Madurai, when I used to stay there, right, they used to give each and every branch managers will come and give the money of 1 lakh, 1.2 lakhs like that and all. They'll just knock the door, give the bundle. It will be returned as 1,95,000, 1,20,000 in the year of 1993. I'm telling. In the year of 1993, I'm telling. So they used to give that money, and we'll go and give it to the great grandfather. He used to tell, "Hey, see how much money we are counting. This opportunity, does your father get? Does your grandfather get? Why you are looking for some learning and all? You just come to the business. I'll just create some business for you and give you. You just run that business. You'll be growing like anything." He used to tell that. My great grandfather used to tell that. But what I did, like, oh, no, I mean, like, we should not be depending on somebody. We should make ourselves build more better. Then later, if needed, we can do the business. That is okay. Like this, I was just continuing my learning and doing my learning deliberately based on my father and grandfather's suggestion. They tell like, no, you just don't worry about spending money on learning and all. You just go and learn. We will maybe like put you in a good college and everything else they were doing actually. Okay. After some period of time, when I was doing my college days and all in the year of two, right, the second year of my engineering, I thought about, okay, let me not get the money for fees and all from my parents or from my grandparents. Let me earn that money of my own. So what I was doing, like I started a small computer business actually, computer business in the sense the computer assembling business. In fact, we started that company name as Vivan Computers. Vivan means my friend Vivek and Irfan. Vivan Computers we started, okay, initially. In the year of 1999, I'm telling, right? 1999, 2000 period, we started a company, okay? That one of the person who I'm telling, Vivek, right? I'll come to this first point, right? I mean, what I realized in the current period of not able to answer at that time to my friend, but now I'm in a position to answer that. But what my second friend used to say, right? The friend number two used to say, both of them are very close to me. Like we are very thick friends for the past years, for the past 2 decades or 2.5 decades, I would say. Okay, let it be. Friend number two used to say, Irfan, yearn, I mean, don't maybe like negotiate or don't reduce your lifestyle for money. Earn money or earn wealth to meet your lifestyle, meet your lavish lifestyle. He used to tell like that. I mean, I just tell him sometime, hey, Vivek, you are spending too much of money. Don't do that, right? Let's not spend too much on that, right? So let's try to save something. He used to tell, no, Irfan, don't modify your lifestyle for money. You just spend the money, earn it accordingly. Earn how much you wanted to make your lifestyle more better. He's now in US, he's settled in US, right? He used to tell in that way. This is one another input from my one of the friend. This is also correct. Agree, guys. Why you have to diminish yourself? Why you have to reduce your capability? Why not you can do a better earning for getting your life enjoyed, right? Don't waste your time of thinking about money. You just spend the money, it will come. He used to be like that actually. So there are two friends I have, very thick friends. I mean, close friends will be very minimal, right? These two are my very close friends, right? We know both of three of us knows each and every thing of ourselves, right? About ourselves and about our family. We are all very close to each other, including the family also. Okay, fine. Let me come to the first friend's point, right? I realized later point of time in my family, right? Or I would say like when I was running that computer business and all from the second year of my college, I paid all my fees and all through that college, through that learning only. I consider like if you know one business, it's a Tamil proverb again we have, right? கைத்தொழில் ஒன்றை கற்றுக்கொள் கவலை உனக்கில்லை ஒற்றுக்கொள். Agree, guys? That means what? If you know one thing to do in your life as a business or as a maybe like a business with your hands, if you know an art, how to do, you don't have any fear in your life at any point of time. Some way you can able to manage with that art what you know. So get that art. I mean, dig that art from you. You don't know, like you know how to do that art. Only by digging only you can able to explore yourself, right? So that way we learned about how to manage this. At the time and all, it was the time when the computer was started, right? People used to ask for assembled computers or laptops and all. At the time it was not there. So because of that, I got a good learning about the computer hardware, the memory, RAM, hard disk and everything. In fact, I wrote one book with the help of my friends even. Vivek and Sheikh and all were helping me on building that book, right? I was authoring and the co-authors are those people. We released the book in a local publication in Madurai, right? In a local publication. It is still there in our college. The name of the book is PC Hardware Stuff at Ease. PC Hardware Stuff at Ease. Okay. This name was defined by my friend Vivek, right? Okay, guys. So the thing is, this kind of things we were doing actually. So what I'm trying to convey here, right? Great grandfather and other my relatives and all used to tell this, right? Hey, Irfan, why you are spending time on learning and all? Come to the business, right? That business is not in the stage what they have expected now. You don't believe? I mean, I'm not telling for the sake of like, okay, because of that time I learned, I am in this stage or they are in the other stage. Like, I'm not trying to bring anything else, but that happened naturally. I'm just trying to tell. My one of my relative, right, who was maybe like um, uh, having the business running like anything because of the education or a learning knowledge they don't have. They left their business going down. They did not go into a uptrend actually. They went into a downtrend because of they were not in a trending state. They were going with what they were doing earlier. It was a kind of a resin business, bag manufacturing business. They were going with the same trend. You know, like in the bag manufacturing and all, lot of innovation happened, right? Lot of machines, lot of Chinese products or Chinese machines and all introduced. And the manufacturing of bags was not through the manual way nowadays, but they were not capitalizing that. Because of that, their business went down. Lot of things came from Bombay, Delhi, and all those and all that made their business suppressed like anything. One of my relative who was one of the very good giant in doing that business was asking for some investment to his business from me, saying like we wanted to again regain our momentum. So for that we are going to get some new showroom open, so help me on that. So the thing what I'm trying to convey here is it doesn't mean like what you are doing today, guys, what you are going to achieve in the last, that is very important. Today's wins or failures is not going to decide our success. The success is going to be your consistent effort. Today, I mean, we have to see the wins and failures both, but ultimately if you get the success rate, that is the real factor to make your life success, guys. I would say in that way. Let me move forward. So what I'm trying to convey here, some of my relatives who were running good shops in different other places, Tirunelveli or Trichy, those shops and all, Nagarkoil, those shops and all were closed actually. And those relatives and all now settled in my hometown, right? They're all struggling a lot actually for making their life move forward. So you take this, right? If I'm going to struggle in my early days, right? By doing learning, by engaging my good practice in my life, and I'm going to live better in the second part of my life. That is more better, because if I'm going to put a struggle in the first half of my life, that is going to only affect me, not my family, not my kids, not my successors. But if I'm struggling in the second part of my life, that is going to affect heavily my family, my successors. Agree, guys, what I'm speaking? So do you want to put the first half of your life an effort or second half of your life an effort? Define that. Before 40 years, you want to get settled in your life. You want to get a financial freedom. You want to get settled in your life. Now you answer me, guys. Which one seems to be a right statement? This may help not every time, right? So first half, if you put your complete effort, I mean, they used to sit in the, like in the seat without moving here and there. They used to have everything done with the help of the employees, help of their servants and employees at that time. Even if they buy a property, they don't go and take the DDR. They don't go and put any effort of paying the money and getting the things and all done. They'll just say, okay, I'll give you this much commission or whatever, complete this work and give it to me. I don't want to put any effort of my own. They did not find the real value of buying a property. They sold everything almost. Truth, guys, I'm telling. Okay, so the first half, if you put an effort, the second half is going to be flawless for us, and that is not going to that is going to give you a real true outcome. We can say definitely we may get the outcome. This one is not predictable. We may get a good outcome or we may not get. What if we may not get the good outcome in the second part of our life? That is going to heavily affect not only us, our family and everybody. Agree, guys? So the first half we are into now. Let's leverage it thoroughly, right? I just wanted to bring that. And the second one is, don't reduce your lifestyle, your well-being for anything else, for the wealth and all. Try to gather that wealth. That's where I'm going to the next part of our discussion, that is wealth. Do you remember the 8 quadrants of life will be defined in this song? I like this song a lot, guys. Right? In this song, yeah, the Ramaya song, right? The life is divided into 8 years, right? Or eight quadrants into 8 years. 8 into 8 years. 8 into 8 years into 8, which is equal to 64 years. Until your 64 years of life, what is the stages of the life? Do you remember all the stages, what they tell in that song? The first 8, right? We used to play, we used to enjoy our life. Play and enjoy. Agree? Play and enjoy. The second 8 of our life, until 16 years, learn, get educated, studies, right? The third part of our life, see, whatever we learn in the first 16 years or 20 years only, guys. Whatever we are doing now and all is a subsequent learning. It's not a new learning. Don't think whatever we are learning nowadays is a new learning. No, whatever we learned in the childhood days and in the teenagers and all is the learning we are propagating now. We are leveraging now to grow. It's a growth, not a learning. It's not a new learning. It's a growth. Agree? So the third 8 defines what? What is the third 8 defines, guys? Getting married or getting settled or married. The fourth 8 defines what, guys? Do you remember? நான்காம் எட்டில் பெறாதது குழந்தையும் அல்ல, right? So the children's or parenthood, great term, Pratap. Parenthood. See, sometimes something maybe get delayed or maybe get maybe back and forth happen, but that is okay, right? All these are our wish to achieve. Somebody might not get enough playing in the early days. They might have put a lot of effort from the childhood days itself because of the poverty or because of less well-being, right, of their parents. Or they might not have enough education in the first 16 years or 20 years. Somebody might got a late married or might not get a chance to get married or whatever, right? I'm not telling that is wrong, but if we get this, we'll get a betterment, right? I mean, some other happiness may help us compensate this, but this is the life, maybe like a formula that what defined in the song that affects the time very importantly. Time plays a vital role here. That's where I'm just bringing this, okay? The fifth 8 is defining about what? What, guys? Growing wealth, right? Gathering wealth. And the sixth one is defining about what? Enjoying by maybe like traveling or touring and all. Doing I mean, like go for a world tour. Go for enjoy your life in the way how do you want. Touring is one example, but you can enjoy your life by doing whatever you want. In the after 48 and all, you don't have enough energy to do. So before 40, you get settled on the wealth, and after 40 till 48 and all, you enjoy your life by doing whatever you want, pilgrimage or whatever you want. Then the 7th 8 will say what? Taking rest. That is nothing but get a early retirement. Enjoy your retirement life. And in the 8th 8, he used to tell there is no maybe like happiness after that of living. But I'm not trying to convey that. Be happy throughout our life, right? The post 8, he used to tell like that, but I'm not agreeing that point. But other than that, these are all the points that in that song he used to bring, guys. Am I boring you talking about all this, guys? Right? At least I want to convey all this. I'm just conveying, okay? Take whatever is applicable for you. You may have another opinion on this. I'm not maybe like trying to ingest some opinion of me. But whatever I learned in my life, I just thought of bringing in. I did not document it. I'm bringing this document in front of you on the fly, right? That is because of I wanted to bring from my mind, my experience or my mind what I have towards it. I don't want to take some document from somewhere and show it to you guys here. Okay. So for that reason only I'm building it. It takes some time. I agree. The wealth factor, guys, time factor, wealth factor. What are the wealth management factor that you know, guys? Some important wealth management factor you guys have to know for sure. What is that, do you think? Some factor in wealth I have to know. Okay, I'm putting that as a second one. Investment. But the first factor I want to bring, right? Knowing of some terminologies. Some terminologies in the wealth management is very important, guys. Right? What is that? Any of the wealth terminology you guys are aware of? Do you know about what is inflation? Do you know about the power of compounding? Do you know about financial independence or freedom? If you guys don't know about this and all, try to know about it. Maybe anybody don't know about this, guys. So accordingly, I'll just stress this or I'll do a less stress on this. Anybody don't know? Irfan, I haven't heard about, or I know I heard about something called inflation or swelling of currency. Inflation or swelling of currency. But I'm not fully aware of this. Anybody is there to say, or everybody of us know what is this? I'm just writing here. What is power of compounding? Power of our financial independence or freedom? Okay, great. I'll just bring that points to you guys. Wait for a while. Investment or planning, right? Budgeting plays a vital role, or improving our active income. Very, very important factor. Active income. We are in that stage actually. Improving our active income is very, very important. Right? So maybe like earning what? We used to earn what in general? We used to always say, I want to earn what? I want to earn money or wealth, right? But I am just going to talk about earning time. Can we reverse the time? Time is irreversible. We can't reverse the time, but we can earn time. If we are intelligent or if we are smart, I'm not telling you we are intelligent, we are smart. If we are smart, we can earn time, guys. We can earn rather than money the time. By earning wealth, we can earn time. Agree or not, guys? So time plays a vital role in our life, right? That hits everything else. Health and wealth, is driven by the time, right? Smart work plus hard work, definitely. Definitely hard work will confirm the thing. Smart work will accelerate. See how for a vehicle we need a turbo engine and an engine. We have in every car we have an engine and a turbo engine. Engine will help us move the vehicle. Turbo engine will help us accelerate the vehicle. So we need to have both in our life. We need to have obviously a movement in our life. Definitely we need to have our hard work will definitely pace for sure. But smart work, intelligent work will help us accelerate that hard work. An example is we are having a money of 10,000 today. How we are going to multiply that by the next year? I at least missed doing that in my so far experience, so far time period. Considering, okay, however we are earning, why we have to think about saving and all? Why we have to think about growing that and all, multiplying that and all? That is what the factor I had in my mind so far. But when I crossed my 40 years and all, I was started thinking about, hey, okay, when we are going to get settled or get a early retirement or earn my time, when we are going to earn like this, I started feeling in my real life. I'll bring some experience of my money management things and all to you guys. Okay. In the meantime, let me ask you one question, guys. Okay. What are some of the wealth quotes that you can remember, guys? Right? Some wealth quote that you can remember. Don't put every earnings in a, or every X in a, what, guys? Single basket. Single basket. one of the important factor, right? Don't run beyond money. Make money or wealth runs behind you, right? Make your money or wealth works for you when you sleep. Some of the quotes what I can recall, guys, given by legends, given by different legends, right? Define your own define your own experienced portfolio of money management or wealth management. This has been even suggested in one of the book, The Psychology of Money. How many of you guys have read the Psychology of Money book or know about some points from the Psychology of Money? It's a very good book. Like you remember recently, this guy even suggested this, our Arvind Sami. Right? Anybody heard about this book? Okay. What I would do, for reading books and all, I don't buy books and all. Okay. Rather, I'll get just some gist about the book, right? Or I will go through some audio related to the book rather than sitting and spending complete time on buying and reading the book. Okay. That is at least I follow. After I realized the first book when I opened for learning Hadoop in the year of 2013, 14 time, Hadoop Definitive Guide, it's a very good book actually. I wanted to learn that book. When I opened that book sitting in my bean bag, after a few minutes, I found I am sleeping. The book is kept nearby to me. So I kept that book aside. I did not open any book for my learning after that. I do a quick and smart learning and I get some inputs out of that and I'll try to store it in my brain. That is what you guys can able to do even, right? When we, I'm not sure how many of you guys watched this Bigg Boss. On and off, I used to watch, right? The recent Bigg Boss. The title winner, right? On the day one when I saw him, I liked him actually. His way of approach and all. I wanted to bring that approach to you guys even, right? In our learning. Muthukumaran, right? Maybe he's one of the title winner or he's the title winner of this last Bigg Boss channel, whatever that show that was being engaged in Vijay TV. So Tilak, I'm putting on mute. That guy was doing what there is one engagement that is given to him, right? What he has to do is he had to recall all the items whatever he's seeing in front of him, right? That is how the competition has been held for him and other participants. What he was doing, he was answering every items in a proper order. When the anchor asked about, hey, how did you do that? He was telling, I created a mind map. I was creating it like a story. He's telling something like, hey, when I go to this place, I found this and I taken this and kept it inside a basket. Something like this, he remembered that as a story and answered. That made me very much impressed on him. And in fact, that I propagated to our team members also, at least in the weekend side. At least in the weekend side, I propagated that to them. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So I propagated that. So that way of creating the mind map plays a vital role, guys. Okay. So we create our own psychology of money by having some sort of points taken from the books. Reading the entire book and trying to recall all those is not going to really help us, or it's very hard for us to recall, right? But create a mind map always, that is more better. I'm telling about our learning also. Yesterday, one of our team member called and asked for Irfan. We have learned a lot, right? I'm thinking like my memory is a bit fading out of all those. So I asked only one question. Today we executed a project. Today we executed one insert select to a table. What happened in the background? Tell me. He was telling, the job was submitted and the Hive query got converted into MapReduce code. In the mapper collected the data, filtered the data. He was answering everything. Then I asked, now you tell me, does it got faded out? Whatever we learned spending 100 pages of our presentation might got faded, but what is the core that you are supposed to know? You got it. When we executed the project yesterday, you guys did not ask me any question related to Irfan. It is running MapReduce. What is that? Right? You are going and issuing this command in the dollar prompt. What is this dollar prompt? What is this shell? What is this script that you are running? I told there are some Hive or Scoop or script we are running that is running in the environment, means you know about that. You don't ask me that question and all, because we know about it is happening. But without knowing that and all, how can we execute the project yesterday? Without spending this time, can we execute the yesterday's project? No. So that is the connected learning, the mind map. Our mind will know how to create the mapping of all this, and he know how to manage it accordingly. So we don't have to worry on anything. Our work is only getting something learned, collecting the knowledge. Rest will be taken care by our brain. I was telling one example to him. We learn from our school days till the college days. You are a college goer and you are a degree holder. Are you similar to the person who is not holding a degree? No, definitely not. Okay, do you remember anything that you learned in your college? Anything you learned in your school? No, definitely not. Do you know to write an integral calculus question? If I give you an integral calculus or an analytical geometry question, do you know how to answer that? I definitely don't. But why we then spend a lot of time on learning those? Our brain is trained in such a way to address any such kind of problems that we get in real life, applying those formulas, those mathematical equations or anything else. So there is a difference between a person who is an educated and an uneducated, right? That is this one only. Our brain will always automatically have that mind mapped and kept ready. But if you know how to intelligently make that mind map, that is very important, guys. So what I'm trying to convey, books have a lot of things. Take whatever you feel convenient to implement in your life and take it forward. That's where I'm telling, I just made a lot of things here. Whichever you feel convenient, you take that. Whichever it is going to help you, you take that. You may be well to do with wealth. Maybe you are not good in health. Maybe you are good in health, but you have enough time, but you don't have enough wealth. Concentrate on that more, right? That is what I'm trying to conclude ultimately. Okay. So, this book have brought a lot of points, key points, I would say. What is it, you know? Though anybody says anything about the wealth, for example, I'm going to tell guys, I purchased gold in the by paying that chit and all, right, for about nearly a year. And by the end of the year of 2022, I bought a gold for 4,500 rupees per gram. Okay. And the current day, the same gold is costing almost 6,500 rupees per gram. So there is almost double the amount it happened. Almost nearly 4,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees profit, 50% of profit we got out of that 1 gram of gold. Like this, if I say today, right, not everybody will agree. Every other person will say, you know, Irfan, I purchased a property for 10 lakhs at that time in the year of 2022. Now it got grown to 50 lakhs. I got 5 times profit, not 50% profit. So this book talks about define your own experience portfolio of wealth management. If you find your wealth is more growing in the maybe like property, you grow that. If you find your stock market or portfolio or your ULIP unit insurance policy or mutual funds or endowment fund or anything else, the bond funds or anything that you are investing, that is growing, systematic investment plan is going, that and all, then you can leverage that. Like this, this book talks about your experience, define your way of maybe like managing the money, but follow some of the standards, know about some of the standard and follow that, right? The investment, you can make it in any way, right? What are the way you can make the investment, guys, right? You can do the property investment, properties or stocks or systematic investment plan, that is again stock, gold, or SIPs or mutual funds or endowment fund, investing in bonds and other things, fixed deposit, right, gold, or what other way of maybe you can manage the fund base. What other ways you can manage the fund? There are a lot of other ways we have, policies or whatever. Okay, let me stop here. till this point, buying some precious materials. Okay. In buying all this, we have a lot of nitty-gritties, lot of plus and minuses. I mean, I don't have enough time to talk about all those, but however, if you go for a property, which one is the best way to buy the property? Whether buying a land or builder house or a builded old house or a builded flat. Buying a land with builded old house will give you better earning. You can earn the money through rental, right? Some decent house, right? You can earn the money through rental, plus your land is also going to be appreciated, right? So, I mean, you can get the land with house for the cost of land itself. Do you agree? Do you agree, guys? There are some opportunities we have like that. So the property plays a vital role. It is going to be an inevitable one, right? Or immutable one, the asset for you. So we got to first define the investment is going to be an asset or liability. Some investment will become a liability, guys. What is an example of a liability? The same book talks about that liability also, car. So the liability will help you be in maybe like rich, but the asset will help you be in wealth. Do you want to gather, or you want to be a wealthy person or a rich person? Be a wealthy person, guys, not a rich person. Rich person will be concentrating on buying 50 lakhs car, 40 lakhs car. Nowadays, the cars, if we touch, we are getting it for 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Even we have cars for 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Look for the family safety, definitely. You buy a Tata Punch, that is a very good car with a proper safety measure. Buy a car with safety, but I'm not telling you go with unsafety cars, like maybe 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 7 lakhs cars and all. I'm not asking you to buy. Buy 10 lakhs cars rather than 25, 30 lakhs cars. We are getting loans very easily, but who is going to get stuck on that loan for years? You are going to pay 50 lakhs for the 25 lakhs car today. And after 5 years, you are going to see that car value only 8 lakhs. So there is a difference between gathering the wealth and or asset and liability. Asset will make you feel wealthy, but liability will make you feel rich. You can show the richness by buying costly phones or by buying costly cars and decorative houses and all, right? Flats in very good community. They'll charge you a very, very huge cost on the initial stage, but later it will be getting diminished. Just giving my input, guys. Stocks, don't buy stocks of your own until and otherwise if you are aware of it. At least I remember in the year of 2007, 2008, right? I invested in stock. I lost almost 1.5 lakhs of amount. I wanted to get out of that. I don't wanted to accept that loss because it was challenging me. Hey, Irfan, you are one among the victim of losing money in the stock exchange. So what I did in the year of 2007, I'm talking about 2007, 2008, when I was getting married, I was waiting for one day where I want to earn all my lost money. You remember Satyam Computers was falling down on a day, right? I was watching the NDTV Profit channel. I was finding the Satyam Computer was dropping down. It was having a stock of 150 rupees per stock. It was going down to 32 rupees that day. I short sold the stock. I just sold the stock, which I did not have even. We have an option in that, in stock market like that. I learned a lot about stock market and I played on it. It is a very interesting thing actually, but you have to play very carefully until and otherwise if you know about what is FIIs, DIIs or future and options or short sell or delivery, intraday or all this kind of concept you have to know. Then only you have to go and pitch in into the stock market until try to invest your money in a systematic investment plan. Monthly invest 5,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, any amount, whatever you can, just go and put, right? 20% of your earning, you can put it in the saving, guys, in any form, that is okay, right? But whichever the form that is going to multiply your money, concentrate on those things and you go and invest. That is the power of compounding. Compounding means what? Today I have 1 lakh rupees invested, right? Tomorrow that 1 lakh will become 1,20,000 because of the profit that company have given. That 1,20,000 I have invested in the next year. It is equal to 1,20,000 invested. That 1,20,000 will be multiplied to 1,50,000. Then 1,50,000 will be multiplied to 1 lakh or 2,20,000. That is called power of compounding. So today's money of 1 lakh is tomorrow's how much, you know, guys. If you have that as a money, rather than investing in any of this kind of assets, If you are going to have the money of 1 lakh today, it is going to become tomorrow or next year, how much do you know? Out of inflation, out of swelling of currency, it will be diminished 3% to 6 or 10% even. Today's 1 lakh is tomorrow's 90 or next year's 90,000. That is because of inflation. That means the money value is getting down. How it will be calculated very directly? The inflation of the country is going to be defined as 10% this year, let's assume, right? So whatever the money you had in the last year will become 1 lakh, what you had as a cash, you have the money, will become 90,000 this year. After 10 years, you think about it. Your 1 lakh of today will become 40,000 after 10 years. Agree, guys, what I'm speaking? 40,000 or 30,000 after 10 years. So try to multiply this money to meet that inflation, guys. That is a very important factor to consider. These are all very, very important factors that defines our money growth, guys. Because I at least missed all this in my real life so far, but at least I wanted to get aware on this in the current period of time. I wanted you guys also see if you can learn about this thing and all. Ultimately, we are tending towards what? Financial independence, financial freedom. What is that? When I get retired in the year of, maybe at least I want to retire in the year of 45. When we get retired in the year of 45 or 50 or 55, we need to have some enough surplus of amount, enough legacy we have to build. The financial freedom we can build or we can achieve by building legacy. Legacy means either property or stocks or mutual funds or gold or any other way of assets that we have to build, not the liability. Liability having a diminishing factor, including the flat is a liability. After 20 years, the value will go down. We have to again get that money to reconstruct it and all, right? So planning plays a vital role, guys. Think about all these factors. I did not find much time to talk about all this, but plan now itself. Try to put some investment with your active income. Improving your active income plays a vital role. Today, I'm earning 50,000 as a salary. Next year, I had to earn 70,000 as a salary. Later, next year, I had to grow to 1 lakh. So take that balance amount, 20,000, 30,000 growth you are getting, right? And invest that in the property or something else. Don't get stuck on the big loans, actually. That will stop your all growth rate in the growth what you are expecting, especially the loans of cars or any other liabilities. Put your or make your loan on some property with the major amount you try to settle, but invest that amount in a growing factors, guys. Everything has risk. We have multiple ways you can invest the money, right? Gold is having less risk. Or mutual funds or SIPs and everything has some high risk. Maybe you can proportionately invest in property, gold, and then in these flexible plans also you can invest, right? But not on the stock very directly because one thing I learned from stock is what, the loss of me is going to be the profit of you. Tomorrow, your loss is going to be the profit of somebody. So the stock will be rotating within the money what you invest. No, none of the money is brought from outside. Whatever you are investing is going to somebody else. So keep that in your mind and invest in the stock. Okay, guys. What is the experience at least I got? In the year of 2007 and all, I started my stock thing and all. Parallelly, I was investing in SIP and mutual funds and all these other things, right? After maybe like around 10 years of the period, it got into a maturity level of almost 7-8 lakhs amount. At the time, the stock exchange was 25,000 or 22,000 in the Sensex actually. Now the Sensex is almost nearly 80,000, but leave that, right? 75,000 now the Sensex. Almost 3 times it got grown. But at the time, whatever the amount I had, because of the power of compounding, because of the power of multiplying, I might have got crore of amount by now, but I withdrew that amount at the time because of some family reason. All that nearly 7 lakhs amount, I completely withdrawn. I left only 30,000 because of not closing one of the mutual fund what I had. Now that is grown to more than 1.5 lakhs. Okay, the 30,000 whatever I left. Think about five times I got the profit in the past 10 years with the market growth and everything that happened. So definitely market will grow. You find some right time to start invest. Whoever is not investing, try to invest in the market also. But maybe through some systematic investment plan, which will be managed by some fund managers. You don't have to worry on anything. Stocks, we are not sure about how we are going to manage. How did I got into a teaching career is a very interesting thing, guys. When I was started entering into this teaching, I was being maybe like humiliated by my friends, by my other founders of Inceptus. They were telling Irfan, you are not good for taking sessions. Like I will tell that quick story, right? When I was started, we formed Inceptus, right, to promote our knowledge to the people, because we put a huge effort of learning these big data things and all, because we don't have a starting and an ending point of where to start, where to end and all. So we together as a group of 5 people joined together and do the learning in a combined way. I used to do something learned and I'll teach to other friends. Like this, we were starting actually. Then when I was teaching in a board, right, I mean, like our friends were evaluating who can take the session, who can manage the administration of the session and everything. They were evaluating. At the time, I was going and taking some session in the board. The way how I presented, none of our friends liked, because I presented in that way. I presented in a very bad way. So then they were suggesting me, then they were telling Irfan, you can take care of the administration work. We'll take care of the session taking and all. That is how my thing started. Then what I did, you remember, I used to take that history of Hadoop and all, right? I have a very weak memory, guys. I can't able to recall even my birthday or even my marriage day or anything, okay? But, that years when the Hadoop was founded or MapReduce was introduced or Cloudera was formed, all these years, I was putting a huge effort to recall. But I got to take that as a session to our people. I was recording that. I was playing that in my car. When I travel to my office and all, I used to hear that and I go. Because I have a very weak memory to memorize the things. I always create mind maps. I always create maybe like key points in my memory, and I'll try to stitch all of them and answer. Anytime if you ask me anything, I don't have anything all of a sudden pop up from my memory. Right? I need to have a continuity to talk about. All of a sudden, if you ask me, I could not able to answer. So that challenge I had. So I was just trying to overcome the challenge by understanding myself. You know the term called Unne Arindal, right? You have to first understand yourself. What is your weakness and your maybe like strongness. So I was just imparting that in my teaching thing, and I realized I have the potential to do that. Okay, so Arun, I mean, like by that way, I got evolved. I take that as a challenge, in fact. So anything, if you take that as a challenge, you'll definitely able to achieve it, guys. I'm strongly telling that I realized, at least in my life. Okay, so some experiences of myself, as I told you guys, in the wealth management, right? Invest your money in the right way, right? Start investing from now itself. It is going to be, definitely you are going to tell me, guys, the today's remarkable day, I told you, right? I did not get a chance to cover the knowledge. However, we are doing the knowledge coverage subsequently. You guys are going to tell me, yes, Irfan, I found this day as a remarkable day in my life because I started practicing some of the maybe balanced diet or intermittent fasting, or I made a lifestyle modification. For example, doctor have told me a decade ago to undergo a surgery for my back. But I did not do that because of my lifestyle modification, because of I'm having a proper posture of sitting and everything else, right? So you can avoid medication, you can avoid surgeries, you can avoid the health complications if you follow some of the maybe like the practices what people are following. It's not my opinion, it's the opinion of the common people or a lot of people, doctors and everybody, right? Managing the time will help you a lot. It will repay you a lot in a later point of time. Consider this factor. It's precious. Don't waste any day of your time, right? Even a single hour of time you try to spend either in a happiness or in gathering some knowledge or managing your health or spending some time on growing your wealth, right? Don't waste your time at any point of time having stress, having anxiety built in your mind. Okay. And ultimately, the wealth management plays a vital role for your early settlement, for your financial independence, for building your legacy, for building, for leverage the power of compounding, put some innovative effort of building your money works for you, make your money multiplied, right? By investing it in a right platform, right environment, and monitor it very carefully. Or even you can leave it, it will be growing. Put a proper budgeting, don't spend unnecessary money, right? These are all the suggestions. Improve your active income, very, very important factor. Leverage our learning, jump from 8 lakhs per annum salary to 24 lakhs per annum salary. So your active income is increased 4 times, 3 times. Apply one time of your amount what you are receiving in the investment. That will help you to get settled, get retired by the year of 40, 45 itself. One of the management session is taken in our company, guys. That management person was telling, hey, do you want to give your wife or your husband A 55 or 60 years old man or old woman, he was asking this question to us. What is that question, guys? Do you want to get retired in the year of 55 or 60 and you wanted to spend the time with your wife or your husband? No, right? We want to use the early days to spend the time with them. So until 40, 45, you just set the limit. Enjoy your life after that. With me, guys, what I'm speaking. So for that, you need the wealth management, very important. Health, wealth, and time, everything must be needed. So all the three you try to meet. That's what the ultimate thing I'm just trying to bring. All the three are not so easy to meet, guys. Definitely, I would say. Not so easy. Definitely, they are all sitting aside. Try to meet them with the help of knowledge. That is what I'm ultimately telling. The knowledge plays a vital role in meeting all these together. So, gathering of knowledge, leverage it thoroughly and gather, guys. That's what ultimately I want to bring here. Knowledge influencing factors are all what? Right? Following the maybe like technology, in par with the technology, doing practices, right? Or following the process, experience give you a huge knowledge, right? All these are the influencing factor of knowledge. There are a lot of knowledge quotes. Knowledge is inevitable, right? Knowledge could not be gathered maybe like directly. It has to be applied with a lot of strategies. I mean, like smart and the hard efforts will bring the knowledge to us. Experiences as such, with the knowledge, we can achieve anything. Right, guys? So I wanted to bring some points here. Maybe I'll complete the points and send it to you across. You guys can go through this slide whenever it is needed. Maybe I can share the video of this also to you guys. Whoever wanted to go through, you can go through later point of time. Okay. I know we are on top of the hour, guys. I hope, I mean, like, I'm not going to ask this session helped you a lot to understand a couple of things. I'm going to ask you guys, or I'm going to suggest you guys, take this as a starting point for you. See how we can invest in all the four and get your early retirement or early settlement in life, right? Comparing with others. Take this as a challenge and put maybe a timeline, guys. Put a calendar, put a timeline and see like I'm going to achieve this in my stages of life. Okay. Hope, I mean, like something I wanted to convey for a long time. I conveyed it. Keep going, guys. Keep going with this, right? I know like I don't find time. At least we need 4 or 5 hours of time to discuss on all this with your opinion also gathered. But at least I brought my opinion. Whoever have anything else also, you can bring in. Otherwise, thank you, guys. Thank you for all your time. Okay. Yeah. Life of Pi movie, I used to talk with our friends and all, the previous batch people and all. Maybe I will talk about that in the later point of time, Kishore, right? When we connect in a later point of time. Kishore is asking for that Life of Pi movie example used to talk, like, can you bring that? I'll bring that subsequently. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Please see if you can implement any of this, whichever you feel more prioritized. If you feel health is more prioritized or time at the current point of time, whatever you have the priority, see, but don't forget these 4 quadrants, guys. The knowledge is going to meet all these 4 quadrants. So tune your knowledge. Definitely every other 3 factors you can get automatically. All the 3 factors will affect or will attract by the knowledge. The knowledge is like a magnet, I could say. Okay. Fine, team. Thank you. Thank you all for your time. We'll go on Monday with Python and the rest of the part of the project. I'll execute with you guys. This project we are yet to execute, right? We'll execute and we'll meet on Monday, guys. Thank you all for your time. Please execute this project by this weekend, guys. Once or twice at least, please. People who is not familiar in Join, try doing Join. People wanted to go and see the background of MapReduce is running, Yarn is running, and all these things. Try to spend some time. Okay. Thank you, team. Thank you all. Have a good weekend ahead, guys. We'll meet on Monday. Okay. All the best, guys. Thank you. Any questions, guys, on any of the other things that we in our technical side of our learning? Okay, fine then. Okay, guys, we'll meet on Monday then. Thank you all, guys. Bye.